Hello, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Monster. I'm your host, and we're going to cook with some Monster. I've got a brand new guest chef with me for today. Welcome, Frik.
Nice to be here.
Great. All right, what are we making today?
Well, today we're going to go a little oriental.
Okay.
We're going to try a sweet corn soup, which we normally do with water. So we're going to bypass the sugar, and we're going to use Monster instead of the water and sugar.
Have you ever tried this before?
No.
All right.
I'm excited.
Let's give it a shot.
So normally you can, if you want a little bit more oomph in it, you can put some chicken in it. But I'm a bit old school and prefer to have mine just with.
We don't have a can opener other than this, which is not overly helpful.
This is going to be hilarious. This is when you really want that, that time-lapse photography thing, rather than sitting here watching Frik trying to open a can. I'm going to have Steve do that because Frik doesn't really do manual labor. He has pretty boy hands. Okay, so. Go ahead, open your Monster. We're gonna pour that in, just get that in there. And then we're gonna just get this a little warm first. Well, let's use a little bit of the liquid. There we go. I was saying off camera that I'm worried this isn't gonna be sweet enough, but smelling that I'm gonna be in a sugar high buzz.
Yes.
See, look, there you go, it's boiling. I really wanna see you guys do a turkey, a Thanksgiving turkey with a Monster base. That would be phenomenal. And in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to get 2 eggs. Do you have he's a great kitchen assistant. We call him assistant chef. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 eggs in here because what we're going to do is when that's boiling, before we put the corn in, we're going to beat this up and we're going to actually mix it in to the soup
While it's boiling?
Mm-hmm, while it's boiling because it'll cook the egg.
So it's like egg drop soup to start with.
Exactly. I've always wanted my own cooking show. I'm looking forward to your latest episode, which I'm not going to spoil. But I hear it was a disaster.
It was less than tasty.
Yeah.
That'll pour just fine, right?
Well, unless you want, check this out. You want a close-up, you're going to have, sparkling corn. Whoa!
On the carpet.
On the carpet. On the carpet. So, yeah, you don't want to do that.
I need to invest in a vacuum because there isn't one in here.
Because then Mr. and Mrs. Frik need to clean up the carpet, and that's just horrible, and you never get invited back again. It's funny because it's taking a whole different color than it normally would. It would be clear with little strands.
All right.
But because the Monster is already a dark color to begin with, you're getting this kind of. It almost looks like this chicken brought up. Okay, see your egg's almost done? You can see the white there in your egg. I'm cooking kind of blind here, but this is one of my favorite dishes ever. So what you can do is get a couple soup bowls, and then we'll be good to go. Excited. This looks phenomenal. Took us about 20 days to come up with an actual recipe because all your shows how much I didn't watch your episodes. All your other ones were done. So he just has the. Right now it kind of looks like I'm eating custard. I think I've got all the corn in here. Let's throw some corn back over your way. And now here's the question. Here's the big question. I don't know whether we've ended up creating a soup or ended up creating a dessert.
Well, we'll find out in a second.
Because in some countries you can eat, there's sweet corn kind of desserts, so you might end up having a dessert quite unknowingly.
Which I usually don't like those.
You don't like corn desserts?
Corn desserts? Not usually.
Well,
but we're going to find out.
We're going to find out. It's safe to say we have dinner as a backup if it's totally awful.
I don't want to burn my mouth. Not tasty.
Wow. That is really good.
That's interesting. If you imagine Monster, and then you imagine corn, that's basically what you've got.
Now that's interesting because that's even less sweeter than the normal recipe with sugar, and if you use sweet corn, it's even more.
Really?
Yeah. And actually, I'm a big fan of this, and you can even go ahead and, as I said before, throw some chicken in there, and you have a nice kind of sweet.
This would be good with chicken.
Chicken soup.
This would be really good with chicken, actually.
The consistency's good. It's a little darker, but once you get over the fact that you're cooking with Monster and not cooking with water, then it's good.
I'm gonna call this a success.
Success. Good job.
Thank you, Frik, so much for joining us. check out the Facebook page. Check out our sponsors. If you want to sponsor the show, you can. Join us next time for Cooking with Monster.
That is really, really good.
I'm willing to eat this for dinner.
Ha! The big test though is if Mrs. Monster will eat it.
I don't usually eat anything with Monster.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's really good. I can't believe how well that is. I'll tell you why it's a success, because sugar and water basically takes that over.
I'd be interested to see if you ate like an entire batch of this, if you'd actually get an energy from it being cooked in Monster, if the cooking actually takes away the energy.
Yeah, I wonder what I just boiled out of it.
Boiled all the water out and left all the nasties.
Is this still recording?
Maybe.